Hey there, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about something that really matters if you have ever dealt with a narcissist. We are going to talk about how they see you and why they treat you like you are not smart enough to notice what they are doing. Understanding this one idea can change the way you handle every conversation you have with a narcissistic person. Narcissists show up in many different forms. Some are loud and obvious. Some are quiet and hidden. Some are full of themselves in an over-the-top way. And some are cruel in ways that are hard to describe. Many of them mix these traits together, so no two narcissists look exactly the same. But there is one thing almost all of them share. They are experts at lying, twisting the truth, and dodging any conversation that might hold them responsible for what they have done. Why do they act this way? The simple answer is that they cannot stand to feel shame. Instead of facing that feeling, they push it onto someone else. They manipulate the people around them so they never have to sit with blame, and so they can keep getting what they want. At the core of it, they are trying to fool you because they believe you are an easy target. From the very first interaction, a narcissist is quietly studying you. They are checking how much you trust people and how much you are willing to put up with. If you are naturally trusting, or if you have a kind and generous heart, they will use that against you every single time. They will keep testing your limits, pushing a little further each time to see what they can get away with. Here is an example. Say they do not call you all night. The next day, instead of explaining themselves honestly, they start turning things around on you. They make excuses. They question why you are upset. They try to make you look like the unreasonable one for not simply believing whatever story they hand you, even though they are the one who broke your trust in the first place. When you are dealing with a narcissist, you have to hold your ground. If you do not, they will keep pushing to control you. And remember, narcissists are not limited to one part of your life. You might be facing one in a romantic relationship, in a marriage, within your own family, or even at your job. Because of this, it helps to understand exactly how your particular relationship with this person works, since the details can shift depending on where they show up. Still, there is one thread that connects almost every narcissist out there. They twist the truth. They gaslight. They use confusing, roundabout language to keep you off balance. Why do they do this? Because deep down, they believe you are not intelligent enough to see through it. To them, arguing with you is easy. They enjoy the process of outsmarting you and pulling your strings, no matter how it makes you feel. And here is the trap. Every time you argue back, you are proving their point to them. You are confirming in their mind that you are exactly as easy to control as they thought. Getting into a battle of words with someone who has an inflated sense of self is asking for trouble. The better move is to stay calm and stay informed. Learn the facts. Understand the situation fully before you respond to anything. So many people have come to me and said things like, They keep telling me it is my fault, or they keep insisting I am the one who is wrong. But here is the truth. What a narcissist says does not carry much weight at all. What actually matters is how you choose to respond to their attempts to manipulate you. Shifting blame onto other people is one of the oldest tricks in the narcissist playbook. If you notice someone constantly dodging responsibility and refusing to be held accountable, that is a strong sign of what you are dealing with. Getting pulled into a defensive argument with them only drains your energy and hands them power. The smarter choice is to create distance. Remind yourself that this is someone who cannot be trusted to give you the truth, no matter how much you want it from them. A lot of people want closure. They want the narcissist to finally admit what they did wrong, whether that is cheating, lying, or breaking promises about the future. But here is the hard truth. A person like this will almost never confess. They would rather bury the truth completely than face it. In moments like this, pay closer attention to their actions instead of their words. As I have said in earlier videos, sometimes silence is the answer you are looking for. This shows up a lot with quieter, more hidden narcissists. They often speak through silence itself. They vanish. They give you the cold shoulder. They cut off contact without any explanation at all. Their goal is to hurt you and to make you feel unimportant. This kind of silent treatment is extremely common, especially among narcissists who operate in subtle, behind-the-scenes ways. These quieter types are also known for talking behind your back and turning other people against you. This tactic is called triangulation. By pulling outside people into their web of lies, they isolate you and make you look like the problem. It is important to notice these patterns early so you do not fall for them. Narcissists often carry a false sense of superiority, and they lean on that feeling to confuse and control the people around them. They will flat out deny things you know happened. They will claim they do not remember events at all, just to avoid taking responsibility. On top of that, they might tell you that you need therapy or professional help, using that suggestion to distract from their own behavior while quietly chipping away at your confidence and your reputation. Do not play along with these games. Arguing with them only feeds the cycle. It is far better to simply walk away from the fight altogether. Trying to convince them of anything is a battle you were never going to win. If a narcissist starts attacking your character, questioning your sanity, or trying to damage your credibility just because you pushed back, take that as your signal to stop talking to them. Continuing the argument only pulls you down to their level, and your time and energy deserve better than that. Narcissists avoid responsibility by pointing fingers at everyone but themselves, all while treating people poorly and hiding behind a false sense of intelligence. They expect you to accept whatever they say without question, and they refuse to admit fault or consider your side of the story. Instead of offering you support or comfort, they bring negativity and stress into your life. At some point, you have to accept them for exactly who they are, even when that means admitting they are simply not a good person to be around. When you are facing this kind of toxicity, the smartest strategy is to limit your exposure as much as possible. Keep contact to a minimum. If needed, use what is called the gray rock method, where you respond in a flat, unemotional way and keep every answer short and to the point. A big part of this pattern shows up in dating. Narcissists in relationships often make up stories or completely avoid certain conversations, especially once they get caught in a lie. The moment they run from the truth instead of facing it, that tells you everything about their character. Running away from accountability is not strength. It is weakness dressed up to look like control. People who hide behind lies and manipulation are avoiding honest confrontation because they cannot handle it. Choosing secrecy over honesty is a form of cowardice, even if it is dressed up to look confident on the surface. While they work hard to deceive you, do not let yourself get pulled into their games. So many people end up in heated arguments with narcissists without even realizing what is happening, caught in a loop of gaslighting and manipulation. It is almost predictable how a narcissist who has been unfaithful will suddenly bring up trust issues themselves, using that as a way to stir up doubt and stay in control. They love labeling people as crazy or dramatic because it chips away at your confidence in your own memory and your own judgment. Do not let that tactic work on you. You do not owe a narcissist any explanation. They are not worth your time, your attention, or your emotional energy, and putting effort into them is simply wasted effort. Stay focused when you are dealing with someone who is skilled at gaslighting, putting you down, and damaging your reputation behind your back. Learn to spot the moment they try to discredit you with insults or deny things you know are true. It is all part of the same strategy, built on the belief that you are not sharp enough to catch on. Walking away is the strongest response you can give. Do not waste your breath trying to get them to admit the truth, because they will usually deny it and turn the situation into something bigger and more stressful than it needs to be. Protecting your peace sends a clear message. It tells them you will not be manipulated and you will not be talked down to, and you do not need to explain yourself to someone who has not earned that kind of access to your life. I know this because I have lived it myself. There was a time when I argued endlessly with narcissists, hoping they would finally understand my point of view. Eventually, I realized that hope was pointless because they simply did not care how I felt. I have literally been told straight to my face that what I had to say did not matter to them, even when I was telling the complete truth. That was the moment I understood I needed to walk away from these relationships for good. Their self-focused nature makes it almost impossible for them to understand or care about what someone else is going through. They only value what benefits them and what fits their own version of events. So if you find yourself with someone who ignores your feelings again and again and refuses to meet you with any real empathy, trust what you are seeing and start protecting yourself first. It is essential to put distance between yourself and that kind of toxicity. Refuse to be treated like a piece on someone else's game board. Stay calm, trust in your own abilities, and hold firm to what you know is true. Narcissists are famous for their manipulative tricks, and they often use clever moves to keep you off balance. They might disappear from your life for a while, only to come back later, expecting things to pick up where they left off. Or they might hurt you emotionally, end things completely, and then turn around and shower you with affection again. Their real goal is to make you feel small and powerless. Do not let the same trick work on you twice. When someone shows you who they really are, believe them, because chances are they have been that way the whole time. Here is another lesson I learned the hard way. Narcissists struggle deeply with trust. When you are involved with someone who cannot trust others, building any kind of real connection with them becomes almost impossible. On the surface, they might seem friendly and easygoing, but underneath that surface, narcissists carry serious trust issues that block any chance of true closeness. A lot of the time, these issues trace back to a difficult childhood or to an endless need to stay in control. That need for control often comes from feeling powerless as a child, which later turns into a drive to dominate everything as an adult. Different types of narcissists use different methods to hold on to that control. The louder, more obvious ones might use threats, yelling, or even violence. The quieter, more hidden ones tend to use silence, avoidance, or spreading rumors behind your back. Understanding these tactics can help you handle your interactions with more confidence. But no matter what, never get pulled into a shouting match with a toxic ego. When you are facing gaslighting or manipulation, the smartest move is usually to step back and remove yourself from the situation entirely. This is one of the most important strategies for protecting yourself around people like this. Narcissism tends to come packaged with certain behaviors, things like gaslighting, triangulation, and what people call breadcrumbing, where someone gives you just enough attention to keep you hooked. Whenever a narcissist uses these tactics, their real goal is simple. They want to manipulate you for their own benefit. They want to earn your trust just enough that your guard comes down. Once they have that trust, they use it to get whatever they are after, whether that is physical closeness, money, or some other kind of support. In short, narcissists act like skilled manipulators, carefully planning out their next move to get exactly what they want from you. Sometimes they stir up trouble purely to boost their own ego, even if that means creating conflict or putting someone else down. Other times, they will invent arguments or stir up unnecessary drama just so they have an excuse to go looking for attention somewhere else. Their interactions are usually tangled up with deception, which makes it important to learn how to separate truth from lies. Trust your gut. It is one of the most reliable tools you have. When something feels off, do not hand out trust to people who have not earned it, because ignoring those early warning signs almost always leads to regret down the road. Keep in mind that the truth is usually simple, but gaslighting twists it and adds layers of confusion that make reality hard to pin down. If someone's warmth toward you keeps flipping between hot and cold, that is a strong sign they are not being genuine. They might turn on the charm the moment they sense they are losing you, then go cold again once they feel secure. Maybe because their attention has shifted to someone new. Do not let yourself get fooled by that pattern. I hope this helps you recognize these kinds of manipulative tactics and gives you the tools to put a stop to them. Remember, you do not owe unearned second chances to people who have shown you they cannot be trusted. If you spot any sign of deception or manipulation aimed at getting what they want, that is your cue to walk away. These behaviors rarely improve with time, especially if they were there from the very beginning. Starting a relationship on a foundation of lies, manipulation, or personal gain is a setup for disaster. And since narcissists tend to show these traits early on, it becomes pretty clear you are dealing with someone whose honesty cannot be counted on. Narcissists are known for their deceptive habits, and they lean on these tactics to use people, get what they want, or inflate their own sense of self. Being caught up in this kind of dynamic is exhausting and damaging to your well-being. That kind of negativity does not belong in your life. It is best to step back and keep your distance from situations like this. Your peace of mind and your emotional health matter more than staying tangled up with someone who treats you this way. Thank you for watching. If this video gave you something useful, feel free to like it and leave a comment. Your own experiences and insights might end up helping someone else who is going through something similar. Share this video with anyone you think could use it. And if you have not already, subscribe so you keep seeing more content like this. Your support helps this channel keep going and reach more people who need it. Thank you for being here. Today we are going to talk about the one thing narcissists fear most and the lengths they will go to in order to hide it from everyone around them. A narcissist will always try to put on a performance, acting like they can handle anything and know everything. But underneath that performance, there are things that genuinely scare them. And those fears make their daily life more stressful than people realize. Narcissists tend to be self-centered and full of themselves. They truly believe the world revolves around them because deep down they cannot picture it any other way. People with narcissistic traits often try to appear intelligent and reasonable, but they are constantly at war with themselves internally. They are always sorting through what feels real and what does not. They end up hurting and using the people around them, largely because they are terrified of being hurt or used first. In their mind, striking first is the only way to stay safe because they truly believe everyone is out to get them. Even though they assume the worst about people constantly, they keep up a cheerful, charming exterior to hide how afraid they really are underneath. Before I go further, thank you for watching. If you want to help this channel grow, sharing this video with friends, family, or anyone you think would benefit is a huge help. And if this is your first time here, go ahead and subscribe so you do not miss anything we put out in the future. I really appreciate the support. Now let us talk about how narcissists see the people around them as reflections of themselves. What does that do to their emotional state? How does it affect the people close to them? And how does it all connect back to their obsession with staying in control? Narcissists usually start by blaming other people for their own shortcomings, whether that is bad intentions, bad feelings, or bad decisions. In other words, they refuse to take ownership of their own actions and instead point the finger outward. At the same time, a narcissist genuinely believes that everyone is against them. They lie, scheme, and manipulate the people around them, all while feeling like they constantly need to guard themselves against a threat that is not actually there, even though it feels completely real to them. This all comes from fear. They believe deep down that people do not like them and are waiting for a chance to hurt them or talk badly about them.